Good morning from land between the lakes, southern Kentucky. I guess this would be southwestern Kentucky. I want to introduce to you Sally, my 2020 Salsa Cutthroat. Today's her first ride, first time I get to ride her, and we're gonna give her a whirl. As you can see, I'm not exactly a mountain biker and I'm not a roadie. I do like endurance bike packing, hence the aero bars and the Redshift aero system. A little bit of what we've got going on. This originally had apex level componentry, but we replaced it with a few carbon pieces, force level derailleur. We have an Onyx rear hub back here. Absolutely love that. The bike ships with Trailhead Sparwood tires. Not 100% sure about this tread pattern. Seems a little, not exactly sure. I mean, the side knobs look like you gotta lean it way over, and the center looks pretty like it'll roll pretty good, but never rode them. We'll see. Got some Stan's Arch carbon wheels, CB7, I guess they are. Up front, we have a Son, let's see here if you can see that somewhere in there. Yeah, there you go. A Son Dynamo. Got sine waves beacon headlight. Over on the other side of the water bottle, as you can see, got a lens eye mini floor pump, and of course the trusty Garmin 1030 with pass-through battery. So here I am at the Kentucky Lake Drive Trailhead, the mountain bike trails. I've been here one time. I came here in the summer of 2017 for the solar eclipse. I parked on the other side of that hill then, and I parked there today. Came in this little bit of Singletrack here. And when the first time I was here, I rode about 4 miles that way in order to get to Kentucky Lake to watch the solar eclipse. Today, we're gonna put Sally, my Salsa Cutthroat, I don't know if I mentioned her name before, but we're gonna put this bike through mountain bike course. We'll see if what they say is true. Is she really a mountain biker's gravel bike? Now, I need to make this clear. I am not a mountain biker, not any stretch of the means. I am an endurance bike packer at best. I pretty much live with no labels. Maybe you can label me a cyclist. I don't really fit a mold. So, you know, I rode with the roadies the other day and didn't have pockets on my jersey. Actually, I just wore a wool base layer. So far I've ridden 4.6 miles of single track. I'm coming out here to where this trail merges here, and over there you can see there's a main highway, and I don't know if you can see it through the trees. Anyways, it comes out. Over there is a visitor center and a bathroom, and refill water bottles or if you need anything. So so far the Salsa Cutthroat is definitely a mountain bike. I've been thoroughly impressed, and yeah, she's definitely a mountain bike. So let's go see if we can find some gravel and see how she does on that. So far, I'm a little over 25 miles into my day, shooting for 55, 60, somewhere in that range. It's a beautiful day. I mean, for February, it's not too bad. It's a little chilly, but still, 25-mile impression. She's a hell of a bike. Great bike. You know, keep in mind, I've been riding a Diverge, which is more of a road bike than a mountain bike. I've been riding that for the last 6-7 months, and you know, so it's natural for me to compare the Cutthroat to the Specialized Diverge. Without a doubt, this rides like a mountain bike. I mean, with the 29er wheels and tires, the higher center of gravity, but it's capable. I mean, it's definitely capable. I mean, I've rode, you know, more than 4 miles of single track. I mean, actual mountain bike trails. Rode some pavement, been in the aero bars, been climbing. About the steepest climb was a gravel 13% so far. But you want to get out here in the woods with a bike that can carry stuff. Salsa Cutthroat. Salsa Cutthroat's a pretty, I mean, it's a damn capable bike. It's been fantastic so far. Having a wonderful time out here. So I'll talk to you in a while. Ta-ta for now. Well, I came from that way, and I came to this intersection, kind of a four-way intersection. But check this out. So, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know I have a propensity to climb these. But this one looks like a person could get up there pretty easily, shimmying up right here to that. But I think I'm going to skip it today. Yeah, just not in the mood. Although this one looks like the stairs are pretty good. Isn't that a gorgeous bike? I love that thing. Salsa Cutthroat. If you look though, it's in pretty bad shape. So we're gonna skip it today. Keep riding, Sally. Alright, I've been riding this thing for 48 miles today. I rode her on a mountain bike trail. I rode her on pavement. I rode her on gravel. I rode her through a forest service road that was, for the most part, just mud. I think I have a pretty good idea what this thing's all about. You know, until I crossed a couple of creeks, I wasn't super impressed with it. I was mildly impressed, probably because I know that it's going to be able to carry just a ton of stuff. But when I crossed those creeks, and having crossed hundreds of creeks on my Specialized Diverge, this thing just blasted through them, just blasted through. So that's the first thing that just blew me away. The second thing, on some of the rockier climbs, you know, where you have big boulder type rocks, you know, we're talking softball to basketball size, which you see in some of these national forests. This thing just totally excelled. I'm not 100% sold on the Trailhead tires. I'm probably going to try something different. If WTB has something with the mountain bike tire with a tread pattern like their Venture 40s, I would really like to try that. I'll give them a call in the next day or two. You know, this is a cool bike. This is a super cool bike. It's definitely a mountain biker's gravel bike. I mean, they've said that. I've heard it. And now that I've rode it, there's no doubt about it. I still have about 7 miles to get back to the end. But this is such a beautiful place on Kentucky Lake. This was a good place to stop and talk to you about what I think. Personally, I can't wait for that full frame bag to come in, and I will load this thing up with all my camping gear. I'm really excited about that. I think it's going to do super well. You may be asking why I have two top tube bags. Well, one, I don't have the full frame bag, so some of the things that don't fit in the little keg, like, here, I'll show you. Some of the things, let's see here. What all do we have in here? We have some gels. We have a multi-tool. We got some stands, tire sealant. You know, some of the stuff that would sit in my bag. Well, take two after dropping the bike. At least it wasn't the drive side. Some of the things that fit in this top tube bag. The top tube bag's plenty big from Salsa, and if you look at the two different shapes, the one for the Specialized burro bag and the Salsa top tube bag, see how the Specialized goes further back before it drops off? That allows me to put my phone in there. And so today I have my phone in there. I have a headphone pod to charge my headphones and some chapstick. And on the other side I have some cash and my keys. Like I said, the only thing is the shape of the Salsa top tube bag. It falls off too quickly, but it's plenty big enough for food. So there's that. The other thing I want to talk about is this Son Deluxe dynamo hub. This thing here, wired up to my beacon. Now you may notice I don't have it wired through the fork yet. That's because I want to get it fitted with my camping gear before I make the final placement on that. And I'm probably going to put a black beacon on there. I like having the headlight on all the time. And then the other thing, the last thing I want to talk about before I get too crazy and sign off, is this Onyx hub. As you can see, it's just nondescript hub. Doesn't look like anything special, but it really truly is. So when we take this crank arm here, you see pretty solid engagement. But watch, with most cranks, you move it back, you have a tick forward. Like this, there's absolutely nothing. It is so positive. You know, there's just nothing. You can move it back. It's totally a solid platform. This is the second time I've used an Onyx hub. I highly recommend them. All right, 58 miles. About 9 or 10 of it, maybe 10. Might be a stretch on the 10. Mountain bike trails, starting here at Kentucky Lake Drive Trailhead and ending here. 5,700 plus feet of climbing. Salsa Cutthroat did a great job on all types of terrain. About the only thing I didn't ride today was sand. So if you're thinking about getting one, they're amazing. They're a great bike. Definitely stand over one because it is a very tall bike, and I normally ride a large 62 inch frame, and this is a 56. So I gotta say this, I absolutely have had the time of my life out here today. It's been a wonderful day, and I can't recommend the Salsa Cutthroat enough.